city, a farmer can learn a lot. A small bag of organic, vegan, raw kale chips is $9.95. At a major grocer, you can buy soup in mason jars. And chia or hemp seeds are the main ingredient in every smoothie, while traditional dairy isn't even an option anymore, unless it's plain organic Greek yogurt. Most importantly, the new trend is to eat food that is organic, non-GMO, raw, gluten-free, salt-free, sugar-free, halal, kosher, lactose-free, vegan, fair trade, soy-free, and Rainforest Alliance certified. Since this food seems to be free from everything, I sarcastically ask myself, what is in it? Is this a trend, or is this the way our consumers are shifting? The new age, trend-addicted foodie is surely not where everyone is headed, but their existence is definitely an indication of a paradigm shift in our food system. While the stereotypical food-conscious yuppie is likely a trend, the increased concern for the everyday consumer and what they eat, where it comes from, and who grew it, is not a trend. Canadians are fatter than ever, and we have either reached it or are about to reach the tipping point where we all start making healthier choices. Canadians may not practice what they preach yet, but most of us now know that we need to eat healthier, exercise often. Fast food is not the best option. And that we need to know the farmer that grew what we eat. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the generation where farmers become celebrities. So why not just be a farmer? Is there money in it? Should kids grow up, graduate, and decide, I'm going to be a farmer? Let's think about that for a moment. Our children grow up dreaming of being doctors, lawyers, teachers, scientists, firefighters, policemen, and the list goes on. How many kids say, I want to be a farmer when I grow up? Not many. Why is that? Surely there are a multitude of socioeconomic reasons, but I'm going to focus on a couple. Philosophy and money. Both these reasons are related. So this is the way I see it. You're going to get into farming one of two ways. You're either going to inherit a farm from a previous generation, or you're going to start one. The problem is that in order to start a farm, our economy and market generally just supports large farms. So unless you can secure a huge loan, you better hope that your grandfather is going to hand over a lifetime of work. That leaves one alternative, starting a small-scale farm. And if you're going to do this, you'd be very smart to go organic, whether you're certified or not. This seems to be a trend. I know so many people who are all saying, yeah, I'd love to have my little farm. But how many people are doing it? And how many people are able to feed their families with it without a secondary income? In the last few years, I've seen so many little organic farms pop up all over the place. This is fantastic, and it means that some people are deciding to grow up and become farmers. But I feel that many of them are going to struggle to succeed on any level. I know very few of them that don't have day jobs. You see, most of these farmers are ones that are doing it because they feel a moral and ethical component to it. They believe in what they're doing, and money is secondary, at least it is at first. We need more farmers, and we're relying way too heavily on imported produce from other regions and countries. I think it is insane to hope that we'll have enough morally obligated tree huggers to feed the masses. If we're going to inspire the number of farmers that we need to feed us, we need to look at regular Joes. We need our youth to look at farming as being just as acceptable of a career as all the little kid dreams that we had. You see, the truth is, we could live without doctors, lawyers, teachers, people that organize TEDx events, mechanics. We could live without every other occupation. But if we had no farmers, we have no food. I think food and water should be the top priority in every decision in the world. If you want to go on a road trip, all right, to be a let's go. When politicians are about to have a debate, they should all sit around and say, hey, do we have food? Do we have water? Okay, we do. Let's thank the farmers. Now let's debate about useless rubbish. I think you get my point. It's important. You can't do anything without food and water. So what are these organic farmers across North America doing? What is happening? What are these small-scale farms looking like? Let me be clear that there are a lot of exceptions, and I'm making some generalizations here. But if you ask the general public, here's what I think the response would be. Organic farmers are starting CSAs, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture. They provide customers with a weekly box of vegetables. So what are some of the characteristics of a CSA? Customers share the risk and benefits of each season. Customers prepay some or all of the expenses at the beginning of the season. Some farms require memberships or require you to participate. Many farms accept woofers, apprentices, and interns to help with the workload. Many of these farms send newsletters, and some are politically involved. Customers are enticed to buy the produce because it is local and organic. Customers usually get no choice in what they get each week. Many farms produce a variety of unique and unusual vegetables, and you can usually find kale in every week. Let's break this down for a minute. Customers prepay some or all the expenses at the beginning of the season. This is not necessary. It takes minimal expenses to start out for your first season. It is one of the cheapest businesses to get into. I started with $2,500. I had a piece of land. If you can get $5,000, that would be more than enough to get through your first season and earn enough that you are ready to go for the next season. But if you can't save $5,000, or you can't convince somebody to believe in you enough to lend you $5,000, then you should probably give up on the idea and work for somebody else. You're not meant to be an owner. Customers share the risk and benefits of each season. Fine, but I feel like this is misleading. It is as if one season they might not get enough food or get their value. Presumably, you put enough effort into it, you grow enough variety that if a couple things fail, it's no big deal. 2 years ago, I had almost no tomatoes, and I had tons of squash. Last season, I had tons of tomatoes. I had like 20 tons of tomatoes. We had almost no squash. But regardless of what happened, I still had some squash and some tomatoes. Some farms require members to participate and help on the farm. I think this is ridiculous. If people want a garden, they should get a plot in a community garden, dig up their lawn that they spend money to mow, or build raised beds, and grow their own food. My insurance agent doesn't ask me to find him one client each month. Many of these farms send newsletters and have political slants and market their products as local and organic. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care how much gas your vehicle consumes. I really don't care what you think, and you should definitely not buy food because it's local and organic. Don't care whether it's local or organic. As a human being on Earth, your primary goal in life should be to find food that is nutritious and tasty. Once you do that, then you can do whatever else you want to do. Why is it nutritious? Well, it's nutritious because it's fresh. Most vegetables start losing their high nutrition levels as soon as they're picked. So the fresher it is, the better it is for you. The only way to get fresh produce is if you get it from somewhere close. Traveling across the continent does take time. Why does it taste good? If the food was grown with care, without chemicals, in healthy soil, and varieties are chosen not for mechanical harvesting ability or yield, but more chosen for taste, the food will probably taste better. So what I'm saying is that local and organic, they're byproducts. Your goal should be tasty and nutritious. Why is it tasty and nutritious? Because it's local and organic. Customers usually get no choice in what they get each week, are offered unique and unusual vegetables, and they get kale every week. This is not necessary. Now don't get me wrong. If someone doesn't like vegetables, they should learn to cook, force feed themselves, or pay for their own health care. But if the customer generally likes most vegetables, then there are multiple ways to provide them with most of what they like for the season. Most importantly, kale is something that, at least right now, some people love and some people hate. Grow what people want. Almost everyone likes carrots, beans, broccoli, potatoes, peppers, onions, and the list goes on. Beans aren't as profitable as kale, not even close. I'm amazed at what people pay for kale. But on my farm, we grow tons of beans. Literally, again, tons. Because people absolutely love them. I've never had a customer tell me they didn't like beans. Sure, we grow kale, but it's always a choice. Many farms accept Wolpers, apprentices, and interns. This is one of the largest problems. Now, I have actually had organic farmers brag to me about their free laborers, about the traveling workforce that shows up for a few days, or the interns, or the apprentices that they pay barely anything. I've had them brag to me about it. Wolpers, apprentices, and interns are working on farms for little or no pay, and they get something called a stipend sometimes. Joel Salatin pays his interns $100 a month for incidentals. Ain't that nice? What is this? This is slave labor. Members of our society are becoming intellectually and morally enslaved to the idea that what they're doing is so good for the world, so good for the earth, that they should do it for free, that they don't deserve compensation. Regardless of whether it's educational or not, you should get paid if you are working for an incorporated entity. We should all do things that we believe in, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't get paid for it. If I got a job in a lab, I'd get paid for it. Would I learn things? Definitely. Would I be doing something good? Hopefully. Cheap labor results in unsustainable businesses. Farms will grow and build their economics around cheap labor. But if their goal is to create a sustainable industry and make local and organic normal instead of things from California being normal, then what happens when the goal is realized? Local and organic won't be so cool anymore. And people will want to get paid. Is it fair that these farms get to build themselves on free labor? Unless you are able to restructure your finances, big farms will move into organic and local and once again beat out the little guys. In our first season, we brought in about $75,000. We did 100 families. We profited about 55. Farm team walked away each with about 13. In our second season, we did $230,000 in revenue. Profited 130, and those that stayed for the full season walked away with around 20. In our third season, we did 400 families, making us the largest direct marketing farm in the Maritimes. We did 430,000. We profited just shy of 200, and those that stayed the full season made just under 30. Our goal this season is to get a little higher and push towards 40,000, which is the minimum you should earn for a season's work. And a season is about 10 months. Additionally, if the goal of the food movement is to normalize local and organic, then what message are cheap laborers and the farms that are hiring them sending? The message it sends to me is, hey, look at what we're doing. It's so strange and unconventional and unusual that you should come and learn and work and do it for free. Why can't we pay you? Well, there's no money in organic farming. We do it because we have a conscience. But if you ever want to make money, you definitely shouldn't be a farmer because we can't even pay you. But agriculture is what defined us as being humans, civilized humans. Thousands of years ago, before agriculture, we were nomads. Farming is more normal than anything else. What am I saying with all this? My point is that if the goal of the food movement is to make organic and local conventional, then we need to stop attaching it to any idea other than exactly what it is. We just need to grow food and buy food. We should promote its health and taste, and that should be enough. We need to show our youth that it is a profitable career. Let's run away from the stigma of CSAs, from the umbrella of organic versus conventional. Let's just grow food, philosophy-free food, real food, because today apparently I have to use the word real to distinguish food from food. If you don't have a piece of land, find an old organic farm. Get the soil tested and rent the field. Let's sell it directly to the customers without asking them to prepay, without forcing them to belong to something. If you need a deposit, make it small and make it refundable. Grow what people want to eat, and a lot of it. Diversify. Team up with a baker. Make partnerships with other producers and offer the products to your customers. Let's pay workers well, really well. Let's pay workers so well they can have a career. Let's charge the customer the same or less than what they pay for conventional imported produce at a grocery store. But we'll give them produce harvested the same day. Team up with a nutrition company or a gym and have them promote your service. Be entrepreneurial. If you can be successful at this and make a profit in your first year, farming should be a good occupation for you. Trendy, coconut water.